I have to pay for gas for the car I barely drive? Okay. When I had graduated high school, I got a summer job that started early in the mornings. My older stepbrother, who was still living at home, also started a job early. But the days he worked were sporadic. I was going to get a new, used car before I started college in the fall, but for those few months, would have to share the station wagon with stepbro. Outside of work commute, I never used the car because he would be out partying with his buddies. Every night, he'd just sleep at work where he was supposed to move boxes.
We were supposed to alternate filling up the car,
even with the unfair use. But he'd always lie about filling it up last time, and my stepmom got on me and said, "You use the car, so you have to pay gas." After that, I never drove that car again. I got up at 4 a.m. every work morning and rode a bike to and from work. Then, the time came for the car to be filled with gas. Stepbro, hey, it's your turn to fill gas again. I filled it last time. Me, nope. I haven't driven the car once.
I've been riding a bike to work.
He was stuck with his signature stupid look on his face and looked at his mom, who was mad and about to say something until my dad said, "That's right. She hasn't been driving. Buy your own gas." My stepmom bit her tongue but looked furious.
Stepbro still looked like he'd come across a difficult math problem he couldn't solve.
Edit. Fixing some grammar. Also want to clarify, this was 10 plus years ago.
My stepmom and I have a better relationship, though a little sad.
She feels bad about her difference in treatment but will never admit it or apologize to me for it. I look back on this story and laugh, but when it comes to my feelings for my stepmom, I care for her,
but also feel sorry for her.
Stepbro and I are not on speaking terms due to bigger issues. Ugh, why are stepfamilies always so annoying to their stepkids? Good on you for sticking to them, but I feel like this could also go in the petty revenge subreddit. With all due respect, fuck your stepmom. Ugh, I'm so sorry you have to deal with that petty bullshit. You don't deserve it. That's heartbreaking. Makes me want to hug the hell out of my stepdaughter.
But she's at college.
So I guess I'll make her cookies tonight instead. You hang in there. I'll bet all that biking is feeling pretty good. Ah, paper bag, stupid. If you put a paper bag on his head, he'd starve to death. Good for you. Codependence doesn't happen in a vacuum. And the healthiest thing is to distance yourself from it. I'm sorry you didn't get support back then. And working extra hard to be independent of that shit show is really awesome. Kudos to your badassery. I thought you were going to calculate the exact mileage to and from work in miles per gallon and pump like 3.64 gallons per week or something, lol. Reminds me of the time a friend of mine had a roommate who refused to pay for internet because they didn't use it, so my friend changed the Wi-Fi password. Within a month, the roommate was complaining that she had gone over her data plan by an astronomical amount that was more than her fair share of internet. When my friend explained that it was probably because she wasn't on Wi-Fi anymore, she stormed off to her room and stopped talking to my friend altogether. My friend had the Wi-Fi password written on a whiteboard in her room for friends, and one day her door was open when she knew she had closed it. So we checked, and sure enough, the roommate had snuck in to steal the Wi-Fi password. So we changed it again. The roommate moved out without telling anyone a few weeks later, leaving all of her furniture behind for the other roommates to deal with. Luckily, it was a place where each person signed their own lease, so the landlord had to eat the rent. If she won't admit it or apologize, she really doesn't feel that bad. Makes me appreciate my dad for actually treating me like his kid. If anything, I got away with a bit more since my mom normally did the disciplining for me. My parents might have been strict, but at least I wasn't picked on or targeted for being a stepchild. Edit. I say dad because to me, he is my dad, although, technically, he is my stepdad. You can't fuel all of the cheap-ass brothers all of the time. Way to use those Chevrolets. The punnery of your stepbro and your stepmom not being willing to take any actual steps is not lost on me. I'll let myself out, without my car. Good for you. Healthy and witty. Alternating filling up is like splitting a check when you had a salad and water while everyone else had wine, filet mignon, and lobster. Don't do that. Each driver should log mileage per trip, start odometer and end odometer, and put money in towards a gas fund monthly based on a bit more than the current price of gas and average mileage of the vehicle. Heavy foot, efficient driving. City, highway. I know. Started off with $100 so it has funding for subsequent months. Your stepmom obviously taking her biological son as side instead of being fair. Shitty, but at least your dad got your back. Stepbro and I are not on speaking terms due to bigger issues, so boy, I can only assume the worst. I imagine your dad said those lines briefly while poking his head up from a newspaper. Then went back to the paper, lol. Ah, the deer in headlights look priceless. You know that you're in for a good time with this one. LMFAO. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Kudos.
Well,
he has a math problem he can't solve. Too few monies plus too much gas expense equals how the fuck do I pay for this by myself now? If stepmom and stepbro were asses to you 10 years ago, then no one says you have to have any relationship with either one. Your father married her, not you. Your life. You choose who to associate with.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.